Here we go. Hello, friends. Welcome to our Tuesday night Life to the Full Connection call. I am super excited, blessed, feeling very humbled to get to be on here tonight. What we have to talk about tonight is something that is super important. It's something that is near and dear to my heart. Something I spent a lot of time teaching to teenage girls, and I have recognized as of late, just talking to so many people who have come to Plexus, this is a huge gift. Having a community like this, having a space where we can share and we can talk, it has been such a gift to me in this past 3 years. And so my prayer and my hope is that it is a gift for you, and that we are here. I'm here for you, to show up for you, and to process things. And so, through some conversations with people, it just became so apparent to me, like, Allie, this is something that needs to be talked about. This is something that needs to be shared. And so, I made that graphic and I titled it At the Core: the things that we believe it's about ourselves and how it is stopping us, how it is affecting us, how it's affecting our goals, how it's affecting our outlook in life, the things that we do, our actions, all of those things. And just through some conversations with other people, we listened to a really great call by Bob Heilig last week, and he talked a little bit about some of these ideas as well. And I was like, okay, we have to talk about this. So I want to explore some of the beliefs that we have about ourselves and the effect that it's having on us. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. If you have a pen and paper, jot down your answer or just think about it if you can. But I want to ask you the question: was it hard for you to place your order with Plexus? Was it hard for you to spend the money? Did you feel you had to justify it? Did you feel that you really needed a reason, an excuse, a justification to spend this money on your health products? Okay, so write it down, yes or no. If anybody, if your video's on, or even if your video's off to yourself, raise your hand if it was hard. Raise your hand if it was difficult for you, or if you felt you really needed to justify, you really needed to come up with a reason. So I see some hands. So I am not the only one. I will say I am very grateful that I literally ordered these products for my husband, because had I not been doing this for him, I probably wouldn't order them for me. And because I was ordering for him, I was able to justify, okay, well, if he's going to get healthy, then I'm allowed to also want to get healthy too, right? And I would justify the fact that we were going to do it together, and to spend that kind of money, and to put my health first, and to put myself as a priority. And so I have this question: is why is it so tough to spend money on our health? And what it really comes down to is this question popped in my head the other day: what do we do with something that we love? Whether it's kids, whether it's pets, whether it's friends, maybe it's your plants, right? What do you do with things that you love, that you want to see grow, that you want to see blossom? You take care of them, right? You feed them, you nourish them, you speak kind words to them. You want to see them grow into all that they can be. You want to see them come into full bloom. And yet we hesitate when it comes to ourselves. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't put ourselves in a position to grow and to bloom and to blossom. And I really feel that there is a connection with an identity issue. There is a value issue here that we are placing on ourselves that causes us to hesitate when it comes to taking care of ourselves, of wanting to see ourselves blossom into everything that we were made to be. If you guys have talked to me at any great length, you will have heard me say that part of my mission here, part of what I have discovered as my purpose in Plexus and doing this, is helping other people see what they are really capable of, because that has been my journey. Getting my health back allowed me to see who I really am and what I'm really capable of. And so I can't let another day go by feeling like this is an issue for more people than just me, and without addressing it. So because, one, like I just said, I have been there too, and I'm still on that journey. Every single day I have to get up and make the choice. Am I worth it? Am I worth it today to do the things I know that I'm supposed to do? Am I worth it today to spend money on myself, to spend time on myself? And sometimes it is a hard choice. Sometimes I don't always choose for my best good, right? But I get to make that choice, and I'm on that journey. And that's number two, is that on being on that journey, I have discovered that part of my purpose is to help other people be on that journey too, to know who you are, to know what your value is, what your purpose is, and then to let you step in and cheer you on when you see all that you are capable of. So here we go. All right, let me just make sure everybody is muted here.
That's all right. As early morning comes, like what time do you do it?
Okay. For some reason, my mute all button disappeared. Okay, so if you feel that it is selfish to take care of yourself, if you feel it is selfish to pursue what you love or to do what you love, if you feel it is selfish to have friends, there is a value issue going on in there. Okay. I'm just going to tell it like it is tonight. Okay, you guys, because I'm here and I've been here. So I'm sorry if it makes you feel uncomfortable, but my hope is that if it makes you feel comfortable, it will trigger something in you that says, oh my gosh, I don't want to sit in this space anymore. I want to step out of it. And let me just tell you, by being here, you've taken the first step to step out of it. Okay. So we have a value issue. So many times we focus on what we do instead of who we are. We focus on the fact that I am a mom, and we think that that represents who we are. But being a mom is a title that represents what we do, who we take care of. Being a student doesn't represent who we are. It represents what we do in this season. Being a daughter, being a sister, being, whatever it is, an athlete, being a runner. These are things that represent things that we do. They do not represent our value. And the problem lies that when we start to think that those things represent our value, we judge our value based on our accomplishments in those areas. And so if we're a mom and we feel that our kids are misbehaving, or they're not on a good schedule, or they're not eating right, we attach our own value to those results, to those actions, right? If we feel, okay, well, I am an employee, whatever it is that you do, if you take that as your identity, you attach your value to the outcome of your accomplishments in that area. So if you get yelled at by your boss, whether it's your fault or not, if something happens at your workplace, whether it's your fault or not, you attach your value to that outcome. But I want you to know tonight, your value is not attached to your accomplishments. Your value is not attached to the things you do or to what other people see. Your value is intrinsic. It is something that was placed on you because you are a living, breathing human being. Okay? You have value. Okay? Say it to yourself, write it down. I have value. My value is not attached to what I do. My value is not attached to the outcome of the jobs and the titles that I have. Okay? You tracking with me here? Do you believe it? Okay. I'm feeling it even myself. I'm like, oh, holy crap, that's true. Okay. All right. So our value is not attached to those things, but we focus so much on what we do and we attach our value to that. We also attach our value to what other people say about us, to the noises going on around us, right? And those things that we do, they're not bad things. Taking care of our kids, taking care of our friends, taking care of our pets, being in our job, being somebody who works out. None of those are bad things. But when we start to let them tell us what our value is, what our worth is, then we are not in a good place, and we're not in a good relationship with those things and with those people either. We're not really treating those things fairly because we're giving them more power than they're meant to have. We're giving those people more power than they're meant to have. We're giving that job more power than it's meant to have. Okay. And many times we're giving power to people who literally have no authority to speak into our life, right? We're giving power to media. We're giving power to social media. We're giving power to movies and to magazines and to the person in the grocery store who gave you a dirty look. We're giving our power to those people. We're giving power to the people we compare ourselves to. They're not even saying anything bad about us, but we look at them, or we look in the mirror and we give power to that image, to that reflection, to say what our value is. That is not where our value comes from. Our value comes from who we are inside. It comes from literally that we are, Steph said it in the chat, living miracles. Okay, the fact that we were born is a miracle. Okay, like literally. humans being created and being born, like that whole process, okay, is amazing, and it is a miracle. And so marveling at the fact that like my life is a miracle, my life has purpose, okay, and discovering what is that purpose. And so when we put our value on the things that we do rather than who we are, we miss out on what our purpose is. We diminish what our purpose can be because we start to say things to ourselves like this: but I'm only, okay, oh my gosh, you should totally do this, but I'm only a mom, but I'm only a student, but I'm only a college dropout, but I'm only a high school dropout, but I got married really young, but I'm not married yet, right? And we give ourselves these phrases to, one, actually they're a little bit can be excuses to not step into our purpose, to not step into who we really are, but right? But we give ourselves these titles. And let me tell you something, when you say it, you claim it. When you say, but I'm only this, you literally are claiming that over yourself. When you say, but I'm only a mom, you are diminishing, you know, even the act that you get to be as a mom. But I'm only a mom, but I'm a mom. That's freaking amazing. Okay. You're literally giving life to other humans and you're getting to see them grow into what they're capable of, right? But I'm only a student, but I'm only a friend, but I'm only this size or that size. Okay. But I'm these are things that I say about myself, but I'm too much for people, but I'm disorganized, but I'm not disciplined. Okay. And I disqualify myself from what I was created to do. You guys, I was created for that. I can't disqualify myself from that, right? But I have the choice to step into it or not, and to believe about myself who I really am. So I would love for you guys, jot down what are some of those things that you say or have said about yourself, those things that you allow to diminish your passions, the things that you allow to diminish your dreams. When I stepped into Plexus, this became a huge realization for me, because when I started dreaming, I started judging myself. I started saying things like, Allie, you're crazy. Allie, you're too much. This is too much. It's not realistic. Right? I started saying things about my goals, my health goals, and then what became bigger goals with how many people I wanted to help, how much money I thought I could earn with Plexus. And I started to diminish those things by using these phrases about myself. Okay, you can't do that. You're disorganized. You're undisciplined. What are people going to think? Okay, so what are those phrases? What are the things you tell yourself that diminish your passion, that diminish the things that are welling up from inside of you? The wants, the dreams, the desires that you have for yourself. And then, yes, for the other people around you. But how can you expect to help other people see what their dreams are if you are not even willing to embrace your own? Okay, things are more caught than taught. We can say things to people, things that we want for them, but they're going to see, do they want those things for themselves? Are they willing to step out of their comfort zone? Are they really willing to embrace who they really are? And I'm going to give you guys one quick story about this, and then I'm going to ask Michael Ann to share. But I a couple years ago, when I was getting my body combat certification, okay, I'm a fitness instructor. I teach Les Mills Body Combat, which is it's kind of like a mixed martial arts inspired workout, similar to kickboxing but cooler. No. And I had to film myself for my assessment to pass, and so I was filming myself practicing, and I remember watching this video, and I literally was watching it and it looked like I was in a box. Okay, because I'm tall. Like, I'm not really tall, but I'm taller than average. I'm like 5'7", okay? And I have long arms and I have kind of long legs. And a lot of the people I do body combat with, they're like short and sturdy and they're like, you know, cute, right? And I would make my punches and my kicks to match those people, but they're not the same size as me. And I literally looked like I was in this box. Like, I could only punch like this and I could only kick to a certain extent and I wouldn't fully extend. And I remember having this moment wash over me that felt so powerful, where it was like, you literally are in a box. And my sister used to say this to me in high school about how when I would like dance, and she'd be like, Allie, your arms are like in a box. Like, you're never letting yourself go. You're never seeing what you can really do. You're not seeing the power that is behind you. And I'm telling you, I was watching myself do these side kicks and I was like, you're missing the power because you won't fully extend. You won't stick that leg up there. You will not fully extend, and you're missing out on knocking somebody's lights out. Okay. Okay. This is the body combat reference, and it was so powerful to me. And I said, I have to stop playing small. I have to stop putting myself in a box. And for me, like, I believe that my purpose here is to shine a light that points to God. Okay. That points to Jesus. And it was so evident to me that's like, but by keeping myself in that box, I'm keeping him in a box too, because he created me for that purpose. He gave me a light to shine. There's a kid's song that we sing, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. What's one of the verses? Hide it under a bushel? No, I'm going to let it shine. And how many times do we hide it under this bushel because we're afraid that we're going to be intimidating to other people? Let me tell you something, friends. If you are intimidating to somebody because you are being you, those are not your people, or at least not yet. Okay. Because they're not ready to embrace themselves. Okay. So there was something last year that I heard at a retreat, and this lady, Tiffany Peterson, she said, had this phrase, affirmation, that she tells everybody to say. And it's, I trust myself, I love myself, I forgive myself, I allow myself to receive, I'm smoking hot. And it was so like silly to me. And I was kind of like, oh my gosh, people who have to say this, like that, you know, whatever. And now I'm like, no, Allie, that is powerful, because we judge ourselves. Like I said before, we are putting our value on our accomplishments or on other people who are around us that we take care of. And instead we need to say, I forgive myself for the fact, you know, like I can't hold myself responsible all of the time for the ways that my kids act or my friends act or my coworkers act, right? And I need to let that go. Or for maybe past failures or past mistakes we made, and we're holding ourselves still and saying, well, I don't deserve good things to come, because I'm literally like punishing myself for the things that happened in the past. Okay. Your accomplishments, your mistakes, your whatever do not determine your value. Okay. There's something you can learn from. They're part of your journey. I heard a phrase recently that says, our journey is it's our soul's curriculum to help us become who we are made to be, to help us see who we really are. The things that we experience in life, it is our soul's curriculum. Okay. So what happens when we start to embrace who we are and we start to recognize that our journey here is to discover who we are and to let that person out and to let her shine? It becomes something really powerful. And so I was thinking, when I was thinking about this, who I would like to ask to speak, so it's not just me that you guys are listening to. And a few weeks ago, I saw Michael Ann at Super Saturday, and I had mentioned this idea to somebody that my journey of Plexus, it's not about me being a mom. My journey in Plexus has actually been about helping me discover who I am, separate from being a mom, separate from being a wife. It's about me discovering who I am inside. What are the things that I love, not connected to what I do, but like, what are the things that I love because I like them and because they make me feel alive and they give me energy and they give me hope and they inspire me, right? What are those things that I love? And Michael Ann was there when I said that, and she was like, yes. And she resonated with it, and it has stuck with me in these past couple of weeks, like in a powerful way. So I asked her if she would share a little bit tonight about what that journey has been like for her. And yeah, I'm just going to let her take it away. So go ahead, Michael Ann.
Thank you. Well, I first want to start out just saying that this is completely out of my comfort zone. But I was not about to let my insecurities like overlook this importance of just belief, and not just belief in Plexus or our products, but really just belief within yourself, because belief is what is going to take you to the next level in your business, your marriage, your children, your job, whatever it is for you. Belief in yourself is what will take you to the next level. What you really pour into yourself is what is going to pour out of you and onto others. And so if there's anything that I really want you guys to hear tonight, it's that you are more than capable of having a cup that overflows. This is something that I didn't always see for myself. I'm a caregiver at heart. And I really buried myself in giving to my husband and my children and my job, that I was giving from an empty cup. And Plexus has really helped me. This community has really helped me just see that I can have an overflowing cup, and I just do better in all aspects of life when my cup is overflowing. So what really prompted this whole thing tonight was actually Alexis posted something on Facebook the other day that just really, really spoke to my heart. She said, failure is an event, not a person. Failure is something that I've really struggled with my whole life. And it just got me to thinking like about my children. When my children fail, am I focusing on their failures or am I celebrating their victories? Why am I treating myself any differently? Like, why am I looking at my failures and dwelling on them when I would never even want that for my children? So when I first started Plexus, I was successful fairly quickly. It was easy for me. I got a lot of attention. I went fast start silver really quickly, super silver, and I even reached gold fairly quickly. It just felt easy. I didn't really have a system. It just kind of worked for me. But then after flying from the seat of my pants all that time, I decided to set goals for myself. And I failed at those goals. I couldn't reach those goals. And I really didn't understand why, because it had been so easy for me. But what it all really came down to was not like what I was doing in Plexus, but who I was being in Plexus. And you can apply this to any aspect of your life, who you're being in your marriage, who you're being to your children, who you're being at your job, who you're being to your like team members or your ambassadors or customers. Like, who are you being to them? I wasn't ready to lead that large team because I had so much work that I needed to do on myself that I didn't even realize. I was defining myself and my business by what was happening that day. And I realized that I was not even doing that with my business, but with my children. Just like Ali was saying, if my children were having a great day, I felt like a great mom. If my children were having a bad day, I felt like a horrible mom. And that's how I was treating my business. If I got a lot of yeses and excitement that day, I was like, I can do this. I can be diamond. If I got a no that day, it was like, okay, this is the end for me. You know, there was nothing to sustain me because I was not paying attention to all the work that I needed to do so that I could then lead a team, lead my children, lead my husband, fill my cup, really, is what it comes down to. So I really came to the realization that, like I said, I poured into my husband. I was hiding from my own failures, my own fear, and the fact that I was just scared of judgment. So all of this really relates. I define myself as a caregiver, yet I never took care of myself. And this reflected into my business. There's an exercise that I do with my children that I realized was so easy to apply to my business. You've probably heard the phrase before, but it's called brain dump. But I do this with my children's like failures for the day. You know, when my kids get in the car at the end of the day, I can tell if they had a good day or they had a bad day. And so when they have a bad day, I tell them, you have 2 minutes. Tell me everything that went horrible today. Give it to me, give it all to me. And they'll run through everything. And then I tell them, okay, we're going to leave this right here. Like, here's some things that we can do differently, but now they're done and they're over with. You kind of speak them, leave them. Then I go on to ask them, like, what were some amazing things that happened today? Like, what made you excited today? What made you feel good today? We focus on that, and that momentum, that excitement of all the good things that happened that day, like, they run over into the rest of our day. They run over into the basketball practice, into our dinner time talk, into our bedtime routine. Well, the same thing happens with your business. So I would completely encourage you to find yourself a brain dump accountability partner. If you don't have one, I would be so happy to be that for you. Find yourself a brain dump accountability partner each day when you feel like a failure, like you're failing, like things aren't going your way, like you're having that tough day. Brain dump everything out, whether it be in a message, a voice message, a phone call, lay it all out there, and then go on to the things amazing that happened that day. Run with that momentum and work your business, work your products, work your team. That excitement is contagious. And so when you brain dump and leave those things out of your mind and focus on the amazing things happen. So I've really just learned through that process. I've kind of realized that when I am feeding those good things within myself, when I am feeding the positivity, when I am telling myself that I am worthy of a business, that I am worthy of being not just a good mom and a good caregiver, but I am worth taking care of myself, those kind of things really run over, and I'm able to give value to those around me, and really pour that belief into them. So that's kind of all I have for you guys tonight. I wanted to keep it kind of like short and sweet, but applicable to your lives. But yeah, there's so many times that we hide behind things that we have to do, just so that we don't see that kind of stuff that we need to work on within ourselves. But when we really work on that, I have been able to now set new goals for myself and feel like I can reach them because I'm worthy, because I'm doing the self-work, because I have that accountability, and it just makes life that much better.
Michael Ann. Jeez Louise, that was so good. Oh my gosh.
Like all red. Sorry guys, I was probably stumbling on my words, but it's so true. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's amazing.
That is so good. I love everything that you just said. I mean, seriously, this is literally some of the things that you said, like doing a brain dump of those things that are tough. That is something literally I just like learned this week. I mean, like not those exact words, but where I'm like, okay, there is benefit to letting all that stuff out and then being able to move forward from it. And that's so good. Like oh man. I mean, I knew you had some stuff to say just because I could feel it, but like that was so good and so to the point and so applicable, just like you said. And I literally just wrote in all caps what you said because I think it's so powerful. I am worthy of a business. I'm worthy of taking care of myself. And so you're able to set new goals out of that space, right? And this is the question that I want to leave you guys with, is that every single person who comes into Plexus, if you guys have been on any single call, if you've been in any single chat, when you joined, if you've helped somebody else join, we always ask people, what are your goals? What are your health goals? If there's one thing you could change about your health, what would it be? And so tonight, I want to go a little bit deeper than that. I want you to ask yourself, why? Why do you have that goal? The majority of people who come in here, their goal is to lose weight. Why is that your goal? Is it to be healthy? Is it because you feel judged by other people? Is it because you want to look a certain way? Is it because your husband or your boyfriend or you want to look a certain way to attract someone? Is it because you hate your body and the way that you look? Or is it because you love yourself? You know, I had this revelation when I was working out not that long ago, and I made a post about it. It said, I work out not because I hate my body, but because I love it. Because I want to see, what am I really capable of? What can this body really do? You guys, we are, like we said, we are miracle beings. The things that we were made to be able to do, and it's not just with working out, but I use that as an example because I think it's a picture. It is a small picture that when we push ourselves in any area of our lives, when we challenge ourselves, we are literally learning, like, holy crap, there is higher and there is deeper for me to go. And this life is a journey of discovery, of stepping more and more and more into our purpose and who we were made to be, embracing that person and letting that person shine bright. And as we go deeper into who we are, we go wider, we go bigger, we go higher, and that spreads to other people. You want to help other people, you want to be an example for your kids, for your family, you want to inspire others, go deeper in here because it's natural. A tree that has strong roots, that those roots grow down deep, that tree goes high and it can stand through hell or high water, right? It can withstand the storm, it can withstand all sorts of things because it has deep roots, it has a firm foundation. So when you go deep, when you allow yourself to discover, who am I really? What do I love? What am I proud of myself for? What are the things that I have accomplished? Like, carry that stuff. You know, it's not about what you do, but it's about recognizing that you are amazing. You are an amazing person. Okay. Who are the people that I've impacted? What are the things that my friends say about me? You know, who am I? What are the things that God says about me? I put this in every single person's birthday card. Psalm 139 says, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." Let me ask you a question. Do you know that full well? Do you believe that full well, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you were set apart, you were built for a purpose? Okay, my friends. So I want to just ask you that, challenge you to think, what are my goals with Plexus? What are my health goals? What are my business goals? And why? Is it because I'm trying to make up for who I feel that I'm not? Or is it because I want to shine in everything that I am? And when we do that, are we letting other people to do the same? And if you're somebody who has helped other people join and you ask them that question, hey, what are your health goals or what are your business goals? I want you to think about that. You don't always have to go there right away, but I want you to think about that. Okay, we're going to get to this. Why is that their goal? Because it's got to be something that moves you. It can't just be about helping everybody else, because that is only going to last so long. It's only going to last so long before we completely burn out. But when we are taking care of our own heart, of our own soul, of loving who we were made to be, all of the rest falls into place. And that's what Mike Lynn said. I love that. You said that you are capable of having a cup that overflows. You're capable of having an overflowing cup. And when you do, it's better in all aspects of life. So one thing that I have challenged a few people this week, this is going to sound super cheesy in light of something that's so deep, but this was where I started to embrace, like, letting that light shine. I want you to take some selfies. Okay. Take some selfies, put on something that you love, that you know you look good in, that you feel yourself in. Not even about looking good. Doesn't it be like a ball gown, right? It could be a workout outfit. I mean, but something where you feel like you feel like yourself and you're like feeling it. You're like, this is me, you know? And I want you to take some pictures, own it, rock it, do a squinty face, do a big face, do a laughing face, whatever you feel like, you know, that's me. That picture is me. That looks like me. And when I saw myself doing that body combat and I looked like I was in a box, and then I changed it up and I put all that I had into it, I was like, that's who I am. I am badass. Okay, sorry, the kids right here. But that's when it came to body combat. That was like me starting to embrace, like, I am powerful. I have something within me that other people need to see. You know, and you have something within you that you need to embrace and you need to see, but other people need to see it too. And they want to know that they are allowed to step into who they were made to be. And there is so much judgment. There is so much criticism all around us that people are just being pushed down, pushed down, pushed down. And people need to know they are allowed to step into who they were made to be. And that starts with you doing it, you stepping into who you were made to be, so other people see it's okay, that you're allowed to as well. So anyway, that's my one task. You know, maybe we'll drop a little thread on the Life to the Full page where people can drop their selfies of just owning who they are, doing something that you love. And I want you to think about, what are the things that you have turned away from because you squelched that fire within you. Okay. Yes. Be the youiest you. I love that Alita says that all the time, but it is so true. Be the youiest you. Own it, embrace it, love it, and let that light shine. So thank you guys so much for jumping on. Michael, and thank you so much for sharing your story and just sharing the things that have helped you. I love seeing you guys shine, and I just appreciate your time and your attention, and I love you guys all. You are prayed for, and let's just be a community of people who cheer each other on as we see what we are really capable of. So have a great night. Peace out, friends.